Part 17. 17. Could a Protestant ever tell what and why he believeth? Never. The reason thereof is very simple. To believe is to submit one's mind to the teachings of a personal authority totally independent of the will of him who submits himself and having a claim to such submission. Now where is this authority binding the Protestant to be found? In the Bible? But on the admission of the most considerate Protestants, you have a right to interpret the Bible after your own views. The consistent Protestant, acting on the principle of free examination, believeth not, hath no faith. He substitutes his own reason for faith. For the divine authority of a church, he substitutes the views or vagaries of the human mind. The Protestant who, in spite of his separation from the church, still preserves a certain Christian belief, is like a deserter who, after his fleeing from the army, still carries with him part of his arms and uniform. He rests his belief on no support whatever. I defy him to give his reasons for it in a serious discussion. I will not say before a Catholic, but before an infidel. I defy him to give his reasons for it in a serious discussion. I will not say before a Catholic, but before an infidel. On the other hand, there is nothing more logical and more justifiable than the faith of the Catholic. The Catholic is united to Jesus Christ, the author of its faith through the bonds of Holy Church, the living and permanent institution established for that very purpose by the Savior himself and connected with him with bonds existing for ages. The Protestant has severed this divine bond, and therefore he is separated from Jesus Christ, although he may believe in him. It is not enough to call Jesus Lord and Savior in order to partake of his kingdom. It is necessary to comply with his divine will, as he himself expressly declares. I shall not stop here to show that a Protestant cannot rest his belief on the authority and teachings of the pastor of his sect. It is well known that it is one of the principles of Protestantism that all Christians are equal, and it does not behoove anyone to play the teacher. In the language of the Protestant Jean-Jacques Rousseau, ministers do not know what they believe, nor what they aim at, nor what they say. It cannot even be ascertained what they pretend to believe. As a comment on these words, we add those of de Maistre. As one of these preachers attempts to speak, on what does he rest his assertions, and what means has he to know that the people below are not laughing at him in their sleeves? It seems to me as if every one of his hearers says to him with a skeptical smile, "Truly, I believe that he believes I believe him."